When it happened in 2003, whenever it was, 15, 16 years ago, or whenever it was, when Madeleine McCann went missing from a resort in Praia de Luz in Portugal, if any person like me for a second said, there's something not right this with the parents' story. Why were these children left alone without a babysitter? You were immediately assaulted by a tsunami of middle class sanctimony. How dare you say this about these wonderful people? These people are upper middle class doctors. They have money. They would never neglect their children. And we're seeing exactly the same thing now in reaction to the Thunbergs. How dare you? How dare you suggest that those parents are exploiting their own child? But the McCanns did neglect their own children. There was no babysitter. The Thunbergs are exploiting their own child. The kid has Asperger's by their own admission. Why are you upset? Why were you upset 15 years ago? And why is your middle class name Sanctimonious coming out again today? I'll tell you why. Because you have been given a taste of yourself. This is the Luciferian moment. Many of the people I knew who were the most defensive of Jerry and Kate McCann. Now, I don't know what really happened in Praia de Luz with the McCanns and Madeleine McCann. I wasn't there. There was no court case. There was nothing really. It was a massive media confusion, PR operations, and one side versus the other, confusion, gaslighting, PR experts. I just don't know, okay? What I do know for a fact is that 3 babies, the oldest was 3, Madeleine McCann, was left alone without a babysitter. That's child neglect. End of. If you were to even suggest that back then, the same types that are now saying you're picking on that little girl Greta Thunberg were out at the same time. The same tsunami of suburban sanctimony was fired by the same people because they saw themselves. The ones who attacked were the ones who would do the same. They've left their kids without babysitters. That's what the revulsion to anyone who said, well, the McCanns didn't really do the right good parenting that night. That's what that came from. And the same with the ones who are saying, how dare you pick on a little girl? Because they're the same suburban middle-class sanctimonious types who have been telling their own children, hey, guess what, Junior? Hey, guess what, Cupcake? You're going to be killed by the melting icebergs. You're going to be destroyed by carbon. A pollution. The molecule of life is going to kill you. You're finished. Or else, at the very least, they haven't stepped in and said, well, there's 2 sides to the story, or maybe you shouldn't be so negative about it. Humans are great at finding solutions. You're projecting back. The McCann supporters projected back. The Thunberg supporters projected back. It's a certain socio-economic, cultural demographic, upper middle class. They have the same problems, issues that all other classes have. It's only because they have the superficial veneer of salary protected smokescreens to defend themselves from it. So don't you tell me that I'm attacking a little child. She's a 16-year-old girl. She's been coached by her parents. I'm not the one who put her on a stage where she was trembling and twitching in front of the UN. I didn't do that. Her parents did that. I didn't leave Maddie McCann and her 2 younger siblings alone in the hotel room in Praia de Luz. Jerry and Kate McCann did that. Why are you shouting at me? Why are you calling me names? I just said they shouldn't have done that. Your response to that is, you hate children. You hate those people. Why are you so evil? Jerry and Kate McCann, why did you not call a babysitter? Greta Thunberg's parents, why didn't you take care of your damaged child with Asperger's instead of pumping her head full of fears and exploiting her? Simple. So why are you angry at me? Why are you angry with people like me? Why am I the problem? And the same people in 2003 who savaged me over the McCann thing, today if you were asked them, they go, oh, those McCanns were dodgy. Them McCanns were dodgy. Why? Because it takes them that about a decade. It takes about a decade for a middle class person to achieve any level of equilibrium because they're so saturated by media platitudes and endorphin and other neopinephrine chemicals coming out of their lower brain stems whenever the TV news plays schmaltz or plays sanctimony or plays platitudes. Their brains are full of chemicals, endorphins, norepinephrine. They're saturated. My middle class brain is full of sanctimonious neurochemicals. I love this fix. Hold on a second. This guy says Greta Thunberg's parents are exploiting her. He's taking away my fix of norepinephrine and endorphins. Hold on a second. This person is saying that Maddie McCann's parents are not the most wonderful, inspirational parents that ever lived. He's cutting off my fix of neurochemicals. Now you know why I get more shit than anyone else in this scene. I'm the only motherfucker telling you the truth.